Welcome to NBA Now by Chat Sports, all things Lakers. I'm Hannah Kulik, aka Laker Han. You can follow me on Twitter at Hannah_Kulik and on Instagram at Hannah Rose Kulik. Okay, so this offseason for the Los Angeles Lakers is arguably one of the most important off seasons in franchise history for them, if not the most important, and there's already been so much that has happened so far. So today I thought we could catch up on what has happened so far and then keep you guys up to date on everything that is going to happen for this 2019 Lakers offseason. But before we get into it, I want to take a second to remind you all to make sure that you guys are subscribed down below, not only to Chat Sports here on YouTube, but also to the new Chat Sports Lakers YouTube channel. Like I just said, there is so much going on in Lakerland this offseason. You guys have to make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss a single second of it. But let's get right into what has happened so far, because the Lakers season ended in April, and already in these last 6 weeks, so much has happened. It all started right before the Lakers' last game of the season when Magic Johnson shockingly announced to the media that he was going to be stepping down from head of basketball operations. And this was completely shocking and really came out of nowhere. No one was expecting it, not even apparently JEANIE or Rob Pelinka, because he never told them, not even LeBron James, who he had apparently met a few days prior and had never mentioned any sort of thing about stepping down and not being with the Lakers next season. So this really came out of nowhere, and the way he announced it and the way he really handled the situation was really classless and very upsetting in my opinion. And this was obviously a very huge blow to the Lakers franchise into their future plans. Then, of course, a few days after the Lakers season ended, they ended up firing head coach Luke Walton, which I don't really think anyone was too shocked about there. But what was shocking were the sexual assault allegations that were made by a former Access Sportsnet Lakers host, Kelly Tennant. That was very disturbing, obviously, for Laker fans, and really just put a very bad taste in my mouth. And I'm sure we all can really sympathize with Kelly and just feel really, really bad about the entire situation. But of course, moving on, because I don't really want to talk about that too much. It just is not something I really want to mention a lot. It's very disturbing, very upsetting. Let's move on to the Lakers head coach, because now that Luke Walton was gone, the Lakers had to find a new head coach, and there were a lot of names thrown into the mix, but it ultimately appeared like Ty Lue was going to be the Lakers guy. We even saw a picture of Ty Lue's birthday cake that had a Los Angeles Lakers theme to it, but then, of course, the Lakers were not able to reach an agreement with Ty Lue, and they ended up going with Frank Vogel and assistant coach Jason Kidd, which was kind of just random because there were so many names thrown into the mix at who was going to be the Lakers' next head coach, but Frank Vogel was never any name that I was made aware of. I know there are a lot of mixed opinions on this, but at the end of the day, I think he's going to be a good coach for the Lakers. I just want to see some sort of consistency, and I want to see a coach be able to last more than a couple of seasons. So Frank Vogel, Jason Kidd are going to be in charge of this Lakers squad this next upcoming season. But moving on to some more positive things, because the Lakers finally had a little bit of luck May 14th on the draft lottery when they sent Kyle Kuzma, which was kind of random because you would think that maybe they would send Rob Pelinka or Kobe Bryant, or I don't know, maybe Brandon Ingram or Lonzo Ball, because those are supposed to be the next faces of the franchise. But they sent my boy Kuz over to represent them at the draft lottery, and he ended up being the Lakers' good luck charm, because the Lakers ended up getting the 4th pick in the NBA draft when they were projected to get the 11th. There was only a 9% chance that they would move up into the top 4, but you know what? Never doubt the power of Kyle Kuzma. The Lakers ended up getting the 4th pick of the NBA draft. Now, whether or not they will keep that pick or use it in the trade package is still yet to be seen, but ultimately that was a very exciting streak of luck that was very so desperately needed for the Lakers. But just as things were finally starting to settle down, the drama continues, because Magic Johnson went and did an interview with ESPN, and he completely bashed the Lakers, Rob Pelinka in particular. He said that Rob Pelinka was, trying to steal his job, was doing things behind his back, and really just completely bashed the entire organization, which was really out of nowhere because when he stepped down, he said, you know what, I have nothing but love for the Lakers, nothing but love for Jeannie. She's like a sister to me. I just have to do this for myself. I want to focus on my other business ventures. I want to be able to be the fun Magic Johnson that I normally am, and I just can't be that when I'm, you know, being in charge of the Lakers franchise. But in this interview, it really seemed like a completely different story, and it really just was classless again. He just completely continues to just step on and really hurt Jeannie Buss, who he considers a sister to him. So this was completely ridiculous. Then of course last week we had the whole Baxter Holmes ESPN article that came out that really just delved into the Lakers organization and made them appear to seem like an episode of the Jerry Springer show. It's pretty ridiculous, but they said that Magic Johnson was verbally abusive and that the staff was suffering from panic attacks. They were afraid to go to work, and that Rob Pelinka was a liar, and kind of told this really random weird story about that Rob Pelinka lied about Kobe Bryant and Heath Ledger meeting up because Heath Ledger was already dead at the time. So just completely random, really crazy, and honestly just another way for the media to just completely blow things out of proportion and just try to ruin the Lakers' chances at signing a top free agent this summer, in my opinion. But I'm curious, what did you guys think about this Baxter Holmes article? I personally thought it was completely ridiculous, but what did you guys think? If you thought it was ridiculous, type ridiculous, or if you thought it was pretty eye-opening, it was pretty interesting, type interesting down below. But let's not dwell on the past, okay? Let's talk about the future, because really this offseason is just getting started and there is so much that needs to happen, so much that is hopefully going to happen for the Lakers, starting with June 20th, the NBA draft. Now, obviously, it would be great to know if the Lakers are able to sign a star free agent before then, because then, of course, we wouldn't have to trade the pick and most of our young core to try to go out and get a star. But we are not going to know until July 1st when free agency starts whether or not a top free agent is deciding to come and join the purple and gold. So we're going to kind of have to go into it blind. Now, of course, because we all know that, you know, we're not technically allowed to recruit and talk to these players before July 1st when free agency starts, that is when having LeBron James comes in handy, because LeBron James is definitely doing some prime investigating work, and hopefully he will be able to let the Lakers know if he thinks we're going to be able to get anyone. But besides that, it would obviously be very nice to know if the Lakers were able to sign a star free agent before the draft, but there really is no 100% guaranteed way of knowing. So let's talk about some of these draft picks. The Lakers were actually very quiet at the Combine this year, which was a nice surprise, especially since all of the drama. I just want the Lakers to want things to be quiet for a little while. And it is said to be a three-player draft, really, where the top three guys are the main guys, and then after that there's kind of a bigger slide down. But the Lakers have already started working out some players, and when you have the fourth pick, obviously, like Rob Pelinka said, you know, the picks are a little bit smaller. You don't have to bring in as many players to come and do some of these workouts for the team, because when you have more of a later round kind of player, there are so many more players that can go with those picks. But when you have the number 4th pick, there really are only a handful, really only a few guys that you can choose from. Now, if the Lakers are going to keep the pick, they are most likely going to draft Darius Garland, who is a point guard, or forward DeAndre Hunter. But if they decide to trade that pick to try to go out and get Anthony Davis or Bradley Beal, that trade is most likely going to have to happen either before the draft or during the draft. So June 20th and the days leading up to it are going to be very nerve-wracking, very exciting for the Lakers. I'm curious though, do you guys think that the Lakers should trade this pick? If you think they should trade the pick, comment trade down below. If you think they should keep the pick, comment keep down below. I think, again, obviously we're going to have to use our secret spy LeBron James to see if we are going to be able to sign a star free agent. But if we are unable to sign a star free agent, and if we know going into the draft that we don't have a chance of signing a star free agent, we are going to have to make a trade and try to get someone, because we cannot have another offseason where we do not sign another star to come and play with LeBron James. gotta be able to be a competitive team next summer, and that means signing another star. And it's very unlikely that the Lakers are going to select a player with this number 4th pick in the hopes that, you know, the Wizards or the Pelicans would like that guy and then they could use it in the trade. They are going to want to trade that 4th pick before they make the selection. Okay, obviously we still have a lot to talk about, but before we move on to probably the most exciting part of this offseason for Laker fans, free agency, I want to take a quick second to remind you guys all to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. It's going to be a very exciting summer for Laker fans, so whether or not you just want to keep up with all things Lakers this summer, or if you were looking to get in shape this summer, I also love to post workout videos and fitness tips on my Instagram as well. So you can follow me on Twitter at Hannah_Kulik and on Instagram at HannahRoseKulik. But let's get into the most exciting part of the summer for us Laker fans, and that is free agency. Free agency officially begins on July 1st, and if the Lakers have already traded for Anthony Davis or Bradley Beal, then they most likely won't have enough cap space to go out and sign a top free agent. But if they haven't, expect them to go all out during free agency. Now, obviously, I think a lot of Laker fans can all agree that we want the Lakers to sign a max star free agent, because then, of course, we don't have to trade the 4th pick. We don't have to trade any members of our young core. We can really just keep the entire roster intact and then just add some talented pieces here and there. But at the end of the day, the Lakers also have to get an entire new roster assembled, because the only players that are currently on the roster right now are Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, Kyle Kuzma, and of course LeBron James. So besides hopefully being able to sign a top free agent, the Lakers are still going to have a lot of work to do, and they have a lot of holes to fill. Some of the most important positions that they have to look to fill are, of course, shooters. We really need shooters everywhere. We need a good shooting guard, and of course, we could also use a nice shooting backup point guard or point guard, regardless of what is happening with Lonzo Ball. We could also use a nice stretch 5 center. So there are a lot of positions that the Lakers are going to need to fill during free agency, besides just getting those big free agents, which of course, Kyrie Irving, Jimmy Butler, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Kawhi Leonard. Those are the main guys everyone's going to be having their eyes on. Whether or not the Lakers are going to be able to sign one of those guys, if I have to take a guess, I would say that it's probably most likely going to be Jimmy Butler or Kyrie Irving. But at the end of the day, regardless of whether or not they sign one of those guys, they still are going to have to get a lot of free agents this summer in order to assemble their roster. So look for the Lakers to try to get some shooters, some shooting guards, point guards, a lot of guards. I'm thinking that is going to be the direction they're going to go in. And of course, getting a stretch 5 center is another priority on the Lakers list in terms of picking up some of these free agents. Now, once all of the excitement of free agency dies down, the Lakers have Summer League. So the Las Vegas Summer League starts on July 5th, but the Lakers are actually going to be in 2 Summer Leagues this summer. They are going to be in one in Sacramento, which is from July 1st through the 3rd, and then the one in Las Vegas, which starts on July 5th. Now, Summer League is kind of a much bigger deal now than it has been in the past, but if the Lakers don't have their 4th pick, it's probably not going to be that big of a deal for Laker fans. But if the Lakers do keep that 4th pick and select a talented young player, it is probably going to be very exciting to want to tune in and see how he does there. But all in all, Summer League is a much bigger deal now, so I know a lot of people like to watch it. I personally love watching the young talented players play. So have Summer League. The Las Vegas League is starting July 5th. Now, after the Summer League is over, the end of July until training camp starts late September, things are really going to die down. Of course, I'm sure during this time, the media is going to stir up 100 million trillion billion controversies and try to create as much drama as they possibly can, because they love to talk about the Lakers and stir up some drama. But until training camp opens, things are really going to die down. The players are going to be on vacation mode, and they're just going to kind of be relaxing and getting ready for the upcoming season. But the Lakers preseason starts on October 5th, aka my birthday, so happy birthday to me. They are going to be kicking off the preseason playing against the Golden State Warriors in the Warriors' new arena, the Chase Center, so that's going to be very exciting to see. Then they are going to be going to China and playing the Brooklyn Nets for a couple of games. Then they come home for 3 games and play the Golden State Warriors again. So it's going to be kind of an interesting preseason. It's kind of a weird preseason schedule if you ask me. They're playing the Warriors 4 times, but it is going to be a nice test to see because especially if we have a team that is supposed to be competitive and is supposed to go far in the playoffs, it's going to be nice to see how they match up against the Golden State Warriors, pretty much the top Western Conference team. So that is going to be it for the Lakers offseason. We've already had a lot of drama, but it's really just getting started. So buckle your seatbelts because we are in for a pretty crazy ride. But I am curious, out of all of these things that I talked about for the offseason, what are you most looking forward to seeing this offseason? I kind of think I know what you guys are going to say. I think it's what everyone wants to say, but comment down below what you are most looking forward to seeing this offseason. For me personally, and I'm sure a lot of you guys can agree, it's going to be free agency. I'm really just keeping my fingers crossed that we are able to sign someone, especially since there has just been so much drama, so much turmoil, so many kind of just like bad jujus going around. I just want to turn this around, sign another top free agent to come and play with LeBron James, make the playoffs, and contend for a championship, guys. I'm ready to start winning again, so that is what I'm most looking forward to seeing. But let me know, comment down below what you guys are most excited to see this offseason, and that is going to be it. Don't forget to subscribe to Chat Sports here on YouTube. Also subscribe to the new Chat Sports Lakers YouTube channel. Don't forget to give this video a double thumbs up. And until next time, Laker Han is out. Bye, guys.